all day, he said. Not just at lunchtime, comparing him to taking Tua all day. So, guys, this is fun. This is a fun way to start a Monday. Let's get right into it. Tom Pelissero, you've seen and heard it all in the National Football League. What do you think of this comparison Tyreek's making between Tua and Mahomes?
Well, Kyle, I think it's natural to be taken aback anytime that you're hearing Patrick Mahomes' name, one of the greatest, if not the best player in the NFL right now, being compared to a guy in Tua Tagovailoa, whose record as a starting quarterback is pretty good, but he's had some injuries. He's had the weirdness of his rookie season going in and out of the lineup, getting benched for Ryan Fitzpatrick. But let's just take this objectively here. Let's go to the experts at Next Gen Stats. We're talking about accuracy here. Here's some of the metrics I would look at. Completion percentage above expected. Tua Tagovailoa's is better than Patrick Mahomes. Ranks 11th in the NFL. Mahomes is 21st. Completion percentage on throws over 20 yards. Tua led the NFL last season at 50%. Now, he threw a lot fewer deep balls, only 30 compared to 76 for Mahomes, but again, pretty high percentage. And then average time to throw, which I think is indicative of what Tua is as a quarterback. It is very much a see it, get it out. That's what he did really well at Alabama. That's why the Dolphins valued him so highly. They drafted him above Justin Herbert. A lot of the stuff in Miami's offense the past couple of years, it's been getting the ball out quickly. Get the ball into Jalen Waddle's hands. Well, now you have one of the premier deep threats in the NFL. It'll be really interesting to see if those deep throw numbers increase now with Tyreek on board and whether he continues to execute them at a pretty high clip.
Hey, Kyle, I love this. I love this for Tua. I love this from Tyreek Hill. This is exactly what Tua needs. You know, he got the highest paid player on the team coming down, singing his praises from the megaphone. It's like when you move on and you get a new girlfriend and you get a new job, you got to make it sound like the best new girl, the best job ever. So I love this, man, the confidence in Tua. You kind of see it rubbing off on Tua as well and his pressures. He's kind of talking himself up more than he ever has in the past. You know, he got a new offensive coordinator, new play caller, new head coach with Mike McDaniels, who's supposed to be this guru. So I love this from Tyreek, man. You see the same thing going on over in Vegas with Devontae Adams, man. But you got to gas up your quarterback. Your quarterback needs to hear it from the wide receiver and the rest of the fans. So I love it, especially as a lifelong Dolphin. I love it down here to see it.
Hey, Darius, I am actually going to piggyback off of what you had said in terms of bringing up relationships. This feels a lot like being on a blind date when a mutual friend is saying how great the other person is, and then you have this image of them built up in your mind, right? And it's an unrealistic expectation that you have in your head. Now, this is the time of year when statements like this are being made, where you hear this. And to your point, Darius, this is a big deal for Tua because really, who has ever in his past with the Dolphins really stood up for him, really given him that vote of confidence? Now, this does give you a little bit of vote of confidence because if we're being technical now, Tua's completion percentage was a smidge higher, a hair higher, okay? Now, Mahomes, though, has also started way more games, 63 to 21. So Tua did improve in every statistical category, if you will, compared to his rookie season. But again, the numbers don't wow you. They don't jump out at you like the ones that Mahomes has put up. But let's keep in mind that Tua has been pulled from games. He's had the competition with Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's had different offensive coordinators. Also, the Dolphins were reportedly linked to Deshaun Watson. So for a player of Tyreek Hill's ilk to come out and give him this vote of confidence, I think is huge. He is a big target for a lot of people to voice their criticism toward. So I think this is a big deal. And I can't wait for tomorrow's show when we talk about Aaron Rodgers comparing Devontae Adams and Christian Watson together. I cannot wait in singing the praises of Christian Watson. I can't wait when we start off the show tomorrow like this, KB.
What? Well, I can't wait either. And you think you're joking. We will. Guys, Tyreek has never played a game with Tua. What are we doing here running the percentages? This is a hilarious comparison. It's a farcical an analogy between the two of them. Tua's completion percentage is high because it feels like he throws it 6 feet downfield every time. This is all, Darius was all over it. We all are kind of dancing around it. him hyping Tua over Mahomes is exactly like, oh, I don't know, you moved to Las Vegas and asked if your quarterback compares talent level to your old quarterback, and you say something like this.
As far as talent and ability, I mean, it's really similar if I'm keeping it real.
Yeah, it's that simple, if I'm keeping it real. I don't know if you guys saw this. It's just breaking right now. Tom, you're probably about to tweet it. Robert Woods, the wide receiver, went from the Rams to the Titans, and he's saying Ryan Tannehill has a stronger arm than Matthew Stafford. Byron Pringle went from the Chiefs to the Bears, and he says that Justin Fields is more clutch than Patrick Mahomes. And Noah Fant went from Denver to Seattle. He says that Seahawks Drew Lock is actually more naturally talented than Broncos Drew Lock. So he just goes apples to apples. This is what you do. All these wide receivers got paid or changed places, and they say their new quarterback is the greatest player to ever live. Let me ask you this, Darius, because you were hyping the Miami in your response. Tua seems to be the butt of a lot of jokes, a lot of low-hanging fruit, and everyone seems to kind of be waiting to see what the hell's going to happen with him. Is there any chance, really, this guy comes out and is just incredible, and the Dolphins are 4-0, and all the Tua stands are saying, we told you so? Like, does he have it? Is he going to surprise people this year?
Hey, I think he has it. You don't go top 5 for no reason. He got thrown in there replacing Hurts at Alabama. He's used to being surrounded by talent, and now he's surrounded by similar type of talent in Miami now. You got Jalen Waddle, who you brought in there last year. You bring over Tyreek Hill. The thing about Tyreek Hill, he's like Steph Curry. He's going to change the entire outlook of that field for Tua. You got an offensive line. You upgraded there. You got a better play caller, we're all assuming. So I think it's definitely some room for Tua to grow and be that guy, potentially even like a Pro Bowl type player this year. So I'm looking forward to it.
I think Darius also brings up a really interesting point about the confidence that you see Tua projecting even in his press conferences. Because this is a guy who, let's be honest, he's been beaten down in certain regards over the past couple of years. Again, going back to being benched for Ryan Fitzpatrick, and he was in and out of the lineup. It was hard to tell what was going on. The pursuit of Deshaun Watson that really ate up the entire first half of last season. Yet the guy's got a 13-8 record as the starting quarterback. The Dolphins right now plainly want to figure out, what do we have in Tua Tagovailoa? They hired the coach, Mike McDaniel, who was the guy in the interview process who didn't come in and say, hey, what's the plan for Tua? He came in and said, here's my plan. This is how we are going to win with Tua Tagovailoa. We saw McDaniel calling Tua from the airplane when he was headed in for his press conference. Now you bring in Tyreek Hill. We said nothing but positive things so far about Tua. McDaniel defending his arm strength a couple of weeks ago, talking about how it doesn't matter if anybody in the NFL could throw the ball 80 yards down the field because no offensive line can protect for that. If you can throw it 60, you're going to be fine. Kyle's absolutely right. You can't compare these two as much as we would like to because Mahomes has won an MVP. He's won a Super Bowl. He's one of the best players in the NFL. Tua is still a rising young player, but it makes absolute sense for the Dolphins to do everything they can organizationally. For 2 years, it's been Tua's not good enough. We're looking for something else, whether it's a veteran off the bench or a guy in a trade. Now, okay, Tua, here we go. Let's try this thing, and if it doesn't work, we'll evaluate where we're at in 2023.
You're right. I still maintain that the Dolphins are the most fascinating Week 1 team that you have to tune in to check out because we do not know what we're getting. As far as them starting 4-0 and shocking the world, they start with the Patriots. They have the Ravens, the Bills, and the Bengals. That's their first 4. So lock and load. There will be no slow warm-up.